So let's talk about us. This is everything. It's a picture of the observable universe, and everything we know and a lot we don't exists somewhere in here. So what makes us different? Carl Sagan, the great astronomer, was very fond of saying we're all made of star stuff. So if we think about it, that's pretty profound. Everything in the universe has common origins. What makes our species so unique and so different, right? Rocks can be breathtaking, but have you ever passed a beautiful girl in the street? Flowers evoke such strong emotions within us, but so can loved ones. And turtles glide across the water, and athletes make it seem so effortless. So what really does differentiate us? So it's this, right? Communication is the essence of human life. It's our ability to communicate with each other and connect with each other. I saw that quote. I was on the way to a Pearl Jam benefit concert, and I looked up the place that I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan. Yeah, Pearl Jam. So, and I think we owe it to ourselves to kind of stop for a second and think about, well, you know, what is the future of communication? It means so much to us, and I think if we take a look back at our track record, we'll have a good idea of where we're going. So, ladies and gentlemen, the future is higher bandwidth communication. What does that mean practically? It can mean a lot of things. Whole body holograms, who knows? We've always been looking for methods to convey information, right? Different types of information require different methods. Smoke signals were a really great way to send simple messages, but not really good. You know, it's not one-to-one and doesn't really work too well unless you're trying to find out if cowboys or Indians are on the way. So at some point, someone decided, well, you know, it might be a good idea to pass this stuff on from generation to generation. So they came up with things like tablets and hieroglyphics, but not really good to share with people outside your immediate area. So then they came up with awesomeness, carrier pigeons. So you get this little pigeon, you breed it and feed it, you take care of it, train it, and you try to do the best you can, and then one day you have to put the message in its bin and send it on its merry way, and then you just wait and wait and wait and wait for a response. Damn, 15 seconds is a long time, isn't it? So, but there's good news because Al Gore, to spare us all of the emotional anguish, decided to create things like the internet and the World Wide Web and TCP/IP. So an open platform that anyone can build their own communications vehicle on and send out information to the masses, right? So I'm sure a lot of us in here are thinking, hey, like, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Foursquare, why couldn't I think of that? Like, I could have been sitting on a beach somewhere. Why am I here listening to this dude talk at Ignite? So I want to ask you, what if you could be part of the next big platform, right? What if we had that higher bandwidth? What would you do with it? I think a lot of things already coexisted, and we just need to bring them into the new age, right? We need to modernize them for our times. So my grandmother doesn't really know much about Facebook, but she always hears us talking about posting on people's walls. So she always goes to us, back in my day, you used to have community walls, and you had to leave your house to find out what was going on with people. So, like Twitter, 140 characters, I think some of us remember these. Like, there was a time when you only had 128 characters, not only to send a message, but to do anything. So, again, a lot of these, you know, what have we been neglecting? So, how many people have checked their email today? How many people checked their email? How many people checked Facebook? How many people are tweeting right now? Yeah, well, how many people spoke to their grandmother in the last week? Yeah, not as many hands though. So maybe we're neglecting the most important platform, right? We have ways to reconnect with the drunk girl that you hooked up with in college, find out that your friend's dog crapped on his carpet, and that your sister checked into the local abortion clinic, right? So anyway, our carrier pigeon is back, and he has a message, and his message is real communication is connecting with an old friend, sharing a new idea, you know, listening to that story from your grandmother that you're going to pass on to your kids. And like, we have access to over 1 billion people and an unlimited body of knowledge. And thanks to Steve, it's all on a device that he put in our hands, right? And so it's a great time to be living, but the challenge is this, is that are you living your life or being distracted from it? I'm Jack. Let's talk. Thank you.